British Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh.
Good afternoon. My name is Gabe Liesi. You're listening to BCIT's The Crow. Here are some news updates. A BC whale watching company admits its boat could be responsible for the death of a humpback whale found this weekend. The Prince of Wales company says one of its vessels made unexpected contact with a humpback last Thursday afternoon. The dead whale was found on Saturday. The company originally reported it made minimal contact with the whale, but it now claims not all parts of the animal were visible at the time of impact. Based on the timing and location of the carcass, they believe it could be the same animal. Prince of Wales says the deceased whale was found at Keats Island and has been identified as a 4-year-old humpback named Wisp. Vancouver City Council is set to vote on a new downtown east side housing plan. Community organizers are using art to make their opinions known. Our reporter Patrick McConnell takes it from here.
With theater, workshops, and ceremony, the 22nd annual Heart of the City Festival looks to critique how government treats the downtown east side while celebrating the existing community. Events include Return of the Blob, a comedy skit looking to educate audiences on how the new plan to rezone the downtown east side empowers developers to build triple the height, but with less affordable housing units than currently required. The festival runs October 31st to November 8th, while City Council will put their new plan to vote on November 4th. Patrick McConnell, BCIT News.
BC's Minister of Municipal Affairs, Christine Boyle, says the government won't table legislation this fall that would require a referendum to dissolve Vancouver's Park Board. Boyle says the City of Vancouver has more work to do to clarify its intended direction. Part of this work includes consulting with local First Nations. Vancouver City Council under Mayor Ken Sim moved to dissolve the Park Board in December 2023. Sim said he will not support the referendum requirement if it would allow any parkland to be transferred without the direct consent of Vancouver residents. The Integrated Homicide Investigation Team has identified 68-year-old Abbotsford resident Darshan Sassi as the victim of a shooting in Abbotsford yesterday morning. The Abbotsford Police Department responded just before 9:30 a.m. on Monday. It occurred in the 31,300 block of Ridgeview Drive. Officers found Sassi suffering from life-threatening injuries. He died on scene despite efforts to save him. IHIT does believe the shooting was targeted, but no one else was injured. Investigators are asking anyone with information or dashcam footage to come forward. Avian flu is on the rise in BC as 9 outbreaks have been confirmed this month in poultry flocks. There's been a surge in avian influenza outbreaks in British Columbia's Fraser Valley during the fall migration season. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency says the virus has been detected in 9 commercial poultry flocks in the region over the last 2 weeks. They mark the first new outbreaks confirmed in the province since last January. BC poultry flocks have been hit hard by the virus. An estimated 8.8 million birds have either died or been culled in the province in recent years. The outbreak confirmed last December 31st at an ostrich farm in southeastern BC is still considered active. Hurricane Melissa is not expected to make landfall as it accelerates northward later this week. However, the Canadian Hurricane Center in Halifax says the storm is still expected to dump some ugly weather across eastern Canada. Meteorologist Bob Robichaud says a separate low-pressure system is to blame.
On Friday, we're going to see some wind and some rain, and the wind is probably going to extend into Saturday as well, at least early Saturday. But the hurricane or the tropical system itself should stay far to the south.
Earlier today, Hurricane Melissa moved slowly toward Jamaica, where residents are bracing for catastrophic winds, flash flooding, and landslides from the Category 5 storm. U.S. President Donald Trump's plan to realign global trade through tariffs is set to face its latest legal hurdle in front of the U.S. Supreme Court next week. The hearing combines 2 cases pushing back on the Trump's, quote, reciprocal tariffs and his fentanyl-related duties on Canada, Mexico, and China. The U.S. Supreme Court is set to hear arguments next week in a case on the legality of Trump using the International Economic Emergency Powers Act to impose tariffs. That's been your news to 5 past 1. I'm Gabe Liesi.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow.